very warm welcome to the final round of coverage of the eRacing GP Season 2. I'm Des Corkill, alongside the architect of this whole series, Alex Young. And Alex, as we come into the gold class, the creme de la creme, we've still got a possibility that Aleef Hamilton will be dethroned as champion.
Yes, of course. Naquib from Malaysia is in second position. He still mathematically has a chance of winning. But I have to say, all the damage was done yesterday. You know, Aleef in Group A did such a good job to maximize his points. And then Naquib didn't quite get his races to perfection yesterday. And so he's kind of dropped down a bit. The gap's extended, but it's still not over.
Yeah, what we do for the groups is there's so many quality racers in eRacing GP that we split them up into two qualifying groups where you can pick up big points, and so you can come into the final, which is coming up in just a minute, having really either got a boost or had a difficult weekend. For Aleef Hamilton, as we see in the highlights from Group A, it was a really good weekend for him. Aleef Hamilton in the yellow on pole position. Alongside him is Jason Tay. Will go behind with Andika Rama on P6. Aleef has got off to a good start. Also, Jason Tay has been taken along. Aleef leads into the first corner. Andika tries to get inside Yevon David. But it's Aleef Hamilton, Alex Young, who has made that perfect start. Kalen Chin has made a good move and is trying to go on the outside. Aleef is holding the inside line though as they come into corner number 7. Kalen takes a big gamble and Thule Combe takes the lead, the young Australian. But it's Kalen Chin through lap 1, and that means Aleef Hamilton does have the DRS and he can utilise that maybe through Eau Rouge and maybe down the Kemmel Straight as well. But Kalen Chin, let's just stick alongside Kale. In fact, let's go see the beauty of this. Back to that battle for P3, and Inigo Anton for the Philippines is showing some real pace.
What was that? Andika had a crash at Eau Rouge.
This is where Andika Rama went off on the last lap. Didn't go off, he smashed into the wall up at the top of this hill.
Nice and clean through there now. Look at that DRS. That rear wing tilts back. Wow, so it's quite interesting. These two have really made the break, so good for them. Good for their championships. And look, Hamilton's going to have another go. Hamilton, he's going to try. What he did earlier when he was in this position was he pushed really hard on this lap to try and break the DRS.
Wow, that's astonishing. Aleef Hamilton puts in a 2:09.6 lap. The fastest lap so far from Aleef Hamilton. And it is a stonkeroonie. Aleef continues his remarkable form, goes through the chicane and will take the victory. Aleef Hamilton takes another podium, another victory. Kalen Chin second, Jason Tay, that is 3 podiums in his last 4 races ahead of Philippines Inigo Anton. The red lights go off and it'll be Rama Danin who's on pole position, and guess who's alongside him? Andika Rama. Let's stick with Andika Rama. He's got off to a fabulous start as the Indonesian. 0 points in race number 1. Andika Rama first into the first corner in race number 2. Alistair Young in P5 at the moment going down, and Aleef Hamilton, Alex Young.
But and that small little touch has allowed Danindro to just pull out a bit of a gap.
It's also allowed Jason Tay to join this little train, and Troy Iman behind them as well. Troy's a little bit down, but Jason Tay has consistently been quick, Alex. Oh, who's off there? That is
Danindro, I think.
Danindro, Rama Danindro. That was an accident waiting to happen.
You're always looking for trouble. And Aleef just managed to hold on for that. I don't know where Melvin is, so I wonder if Melvin's in the wall at all. Oh, Aleef goes down the inside. Nice move done.
P2 for Aleef Hamilton. What a long straight that was for him. And now he's only got Andika Rama. Andika, I think he's got national and personal pride to play for here.
I think Andika's playing the team game here. His pace is very slow. 12.3. He's just allowing Aleef to come in. He wants Aleef to get the full points to defend his championship. It's going to make it very difficult indeed for Naquib in Group B, because Aleef, he's going to take the full score of points there. Look at that. Andika just gets out of the way, lets his teammate through.
I think he is at the moment, but Melvin Moe's got other things to worry about. Melvin tries to make a move for P2. Sweeps past Jason Tay. Melvin Moe for Malaysia. Andy Karama goes into P3 and Jason Tay moves from 2 to 4. Malaysia versus Singapore. Andy Karama still holding that lead ahead of them. But Andy Karama under real pressure. Tay goes around the outside. Melvin defends. Andika will be loving it that these two are slugging it out. Aleef Hamilton, meantime, has his own race. Diamond Geezer, Diamond Class, Diamond Victory. Maximum points for his weekend. Aleef Hamilton wins it and gets fastest lap again. So the defending champion with a really, really good round for him. It was almost perfect for Aleef Hamilton. He picked up top points. He picked up the victory. He has picked up the perfect maximum points that he possibly could get. The pressure was on him, Alex Young, and he responded in fantastic style.
Yeah, I really did. You could tell, I mean, he said before, actually I talked to him yesterday, he said he was able to put in some extra practice on the day, and you could see, you know, the last couple of races, round 4, round 5, he started the weekend slowly. You could see in qualifying wasn't quite there, but then obviously he'd be very strong come the final. But yesterday, he was on it straight away from qualifying to lap 1. Even though he's carrying a bit more success ballast than the other cars in his group, he's still pole position, fastest lap, won both races. So really, he knows the championship's on the line, and this is the time to really be perfect.
That was setting a gauntlet. Naquib Azlan, the young Malaysian, is the only guy who can really get close to him. And so Naquib really had to do well in qualification and get 2 wins. Do watch this. The highlights of race number 2 in particular are astonishing. There he is in the blue on the left of the front row. Naquib, what kind of a start has he got? There's a problem right at the back where Abel Wasesa has had an issue. But Naquib has got himself into the lead. Josh Perwin drops down into P2. Josh tries to make a move on Naquib, but Naquib, having not been on pole, Alex, is then unable to hold on to that first position as well. We're behind Naquib. He's currently in P2, and Josh Perwin has recovered to go through Eau Rouge in first place.
They all got DRS of them. I'm only the car in front. Perwin, though, he's doing a great job of extending that gap, though. And that's exactly what he wants. He wants the cars behind him to scrap. So, and don't forget, Perwin is in a close fight for third place in the championship with Andika Rama. And Andika, we don't forget, had a really poor Group A race.
Now Naquib has dropped down to P6, Alex. And Tadashi has got very close. Tadashi tries to go on the inside of Naquib Azlan as they come into the chicane at the end of lap number 5. They go through. Moreno is just able to hold on. However, one guy being lost is Josh Perwin. Well, Moreno implements the DRS. Yeah, Nasi is the sitting duck at the moment. Naquib is right on the shoulder. Nasi pulls out. So the man, then a late braking. Nasi says, you can both go by if you want, or maybe he doesn't. Naquib, though, takes the opportunity. And for the first time, Naquib Azlan has got himself up into P2. He needs the victory. He needs the 25 points.
So now Naquib is in really good position. Does he want to overtake Mikko Nasi at this point? I think he has to. He just has to, and he just has to go for it. Oh, look at that. The Moreno's there as well. But Mikko Nasi, he doesn't want to lose that position. So there's contact between the two of them. To Lacombe. Mikko Nasi has to hold on to second place here if he wants to win this race. And Moreno has to get second place so if he wants to win this race. Because Naquib is going. He's gone. And look at that. Nasi's banging doors of Moreno and is just holding off Moreno as they get to the second sector of this lap.
Nasi in the pink. This is make or break for Nasi. It's a desperate time for Naquib Azlan. Naquib focuses forward looking only. Nasi within half a second. Has he left it too late? The DRS is there. Naquib under pressure. It's the final chicane. Naquib defends. Nasi puts the pressure on. Naquib Azlan. Is he going to lose it on the line? Naquib Azlan just able to hold on ahead of Mikko Nasi. Luis Moreno will pick up his first podium ahead of Ayman Hazik. Now, race number 2. Tadashi is on pole. He and Brody Steen. That is a very, very quick front row of the grid. Tadashi in the pink is off to a quick start. Brody Steen is alongside him, and Brody goes into La Source in second place. Miko Nasi is second place in the previous race. He's got himself up into P8, and Mohammed Naquib is in the middle of that little group alongside Josh Perwin. But Tadashi, good start for him and Brody Steen, Alex Young. So the first group has Perwin, Steen, Akim and Miko Nasi. The second group, Ayman Hazik, who's got Moreno Naquib beginning to make his movement now. And then Leveke, Ebel Wasessa and Dan Martin in the third little group. But Hazik, well, for Naquib, we've got to keep an eye on Naquib because the title rests on this. The title almost rests on Naquib picking up at least some major points, which is at the very least a podium he needs, Alex. Triple pink, Nasi, Perwin, Tadashi, Moreno, Hazik, Naquib. They've dropped Brody Steen, but the first 6 are going to make this a 10-minute train. Lovely.
Yes, it's all coming together now. Again, Miko Nasi was not able, well, he was able to break the gap, but the cars behind, they worked together. Oh! Who was that?
Tadashi.
Tadashi also trying to take the DRS flat through a Rouge, and we're now seeing how tough it is. And he's so lucky to still be in this race.
Now then, Moreno and Naquib are both making a race. Moreno tries to get into P3. Tadashi closes the door. Naquib goes around the outside of Moreno. Moreno under pressure from Naquib. Azlan, more brilliance. Tadashi, now what's happened there? Nasi, mistake. Nasi has dropped into P3. Tadashi into P2, and Naquib can get closer onto Miko Nasi. Naquib up into P3, and Nasi goes from 2nd to 4th, Alex.
Wow, Naquib around the outside of Miko Nasi. You can see he's taking big risks, the young Malaysian. He knows everything's on the line, so he's taking more risks than I'd normally expect from him.
They're lapping around about 2:10. There will be 2 laps to go. Naquib loses a position. Miko Nasi now moves into P2. But Naquib then into P1 for the very first time and implements DRS. Utilizes, he's got bravery beyond his years. Down through Eau Rouge, up through to Radayon. How much is the lead? It's only 0.4 from Miko Nasi, but he has made his move, Alex Young. Is he allowing him through? He's allowed a couple through. Wow, that is bravery from Naquib. He'll lose 1 place at least, maybe 2. Nasi is turned out. Nasi loses. Perwin into the lead, onto the final lap. Nobody wants to lead. Nobody wants to lead. It'll be Tadashi who has the lead. Incredible. Final lap, Naquib is down now into P5. Ayman Hazik is there. Oh, this is mayhem. This is mayhem. Nasi has the lead. Is there any more drama? Yeah, Naquib tries to get on the corner of Ayman Tadashi. He goes past Tadashi. 1 down. Ayman Hazik next in his sights, but he's a long way behind. He's 0.7 of a second down. Time is up as they come into the chicane. It'll be Nasi to pick up the win for Singapore. Sensational from Perwin, from Hazik, from Naquib. Bonkers racing. I don't care if it's real or virtual. That was sport that was fabulous to work with, and the racers loved it. These are the 24 racers from the 2 groups who have qualified. Aleef Hamilton picking up a perfect 49 points. Miko Nasi on 39 points, but Naquib Azlan, although it's 37, it's respectable in its own right, Alex. But when you need maximum points and Aleef to drop, it's not what he needed.
No, it wasn't. So Naquib, he's still in with a chance, but it's going to be very, very tough for him. He really needs Hamilton to finish out of the points. And Naquib has to win and get fastest lap, which we know he can do. He's done that before. But he's up against Aleef Hamilton, really, who doesn't make these sort of mistakes. Very, very experienced. Although we forget, Aleef's only 22 years old, but he's been doing this sim racing for a long time. And there's a reason why he's generally considered as the best sim racer in the region.
Miko Nassi we're on board with now on those astonishing Group B highlights. He was edged out of P1 in race 1 by Naquib by this much. In race 2, he was the only one accelerated going into the final lap. Everybody else put on a full stop to avoid the DRS. It was calamitous, catastrophic, fantastic fun.
Oh, I know, and that's what you love. And that's why we do this DRS thing. The DRS adds to the overtaking, so it does that. Okay, like a track at Spa, the DRS is worth twice as strong as other tracks. So the drivers all knew, crap, we don't want to lead over the line on the last lap, so they all backed off. And Miko Nassi got turned around the corner before, was able to get a run on them because they were like practically waiting for him. So it all turned around for exciting racing. You know, this is how racing used to be 30, 40, 50 years ago, because you just had big slipstream fests. But you don't really get it nowadays because of the downforce of these cars. You can't follow in dirty air anymore. So while DRS is an artificial tool to help overtaking, it's still great because we've lost so much in recent years because of the dirty air.
Indeed, when I was a lad, when racing used to be racing. But anyway, so virtual gives you that additional excitement that you just can't physically get. Okay, we're at the famous Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium for the final round. What's coming up is a 40-minute race with an enforced pit stop, which means tactics come into play. But let's remind you of the beauty of this circuit. Miko Nassi, who had such a dramatic time yesterday, he did us a flying lap under more serene circumstances, and he's about to talk us around Spa-Francorchamps.
Alright, welcome to Spa-Francorchamps. Track in Belgium has been around since forever. Let's go for a lap. We're in the Mercedes AMG DTM. And heading up to a very tight right-hand corner here. The source, it'll make it really tough on the start, with everyone crowding into a really tight corner there. And then coming up to one of the most famous corners in the world. And depending on who you ask, it's either a Rouge or Raidillon. I think the correct one is Raidillon. And then the very, very long Camel Straight where a lot of drivers will be using their DRS and flying past the guys in front of them. And then Naquib here, we'll try to hook our left tire on the curb there. Gives us a bit of extra grip. And really quick Malmedy here. You can use a lot of the track on the left there. And then a really slow downhill hairpin here, Rivage. Because of the downhill, really wants to understeer. And turn 11, really tough corner to get right, also because it goes downhill. It's tough to time correctly. And then really quick entry here for Pouon. Just keeping it on the track, controlling it with the throttle. And another right-left section here. And there's not a lot of grip on the exit there for some reason. Really tough to get to turn in. Turn 13, and then a really, really long full throttle run here. And this will be another favorite DRS spot, but also a risky one with these two corners coming up. Should be pretty easy to go DRS through here, but the second one here, it's full throttle, Blanchimot, very easy to lose control if you keep DRS open there. And then finally, the bus stop chicane to end the lap. Missed my apex there a little bit. And then really careful on the throttle exiting the final corner. And that's a lap.
Very nice lap as well from Miko Nassi as we look at the countryside. We're on board with Jason Tay now. Miko had a really good day yesterday, a second and a first, which puts him very high on the starting grid. In fact, let's look at the starting grid that we've got for you, with also the weight handicaps, Alex, and you can explain a little bit about the weights.
So we do success ballast for the top 10 drivers of the previous round. So Naquib won round 5, so he's got 15 kilos. Aleef was second, so he's got 12. And I think who was third that round? I think it was Ayman Azik, so he got 10 kilos. So that's why some of these drivers, it's enough to, you'll notice it as a driver, but it's not really enough to mean you can't win your race. You can still win your race at 15 kilos. You just have to work a lot harder for it. So Aleef and Miko Nasi share the front row with Azlan, Naquib Azlan, and Jason Tay in the second row.
So practice has finished. There is no qualification because qualification was sorted out all yesterday. So all the drivers are out on the garage. It's a 40-minute race around the famous Spa-Francorchamps circuit, which has the most sensational corner with Eau Rouge. And the main men to look out for, Naquib Azlan, he really must win. But sadly, he's got to have Aleef Hamilton fail. And Aleef Hamilton, Alex, generally does not fail.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this race. It's going to be a slipstream fest. Aleef had it a bit easy in Group A yesterday, whereas Naquib had to work for it in Group B, but it's going to be much closer today.
So we are all set. The red lights are about to go off and the 40-minute race will be underway. What kind of a start for Aleef? It's a good one for Miko Nasi, but Aleef Hamilton, the consummate professional that he is, he was on pole and he has the lead. Mohamed Naquib, let's get on board Naquib. Kalen Chin and Josh Perwin trying to ease him out. Naquib is the only man who can mathematically stop Aleef winning the title. And at the moment, Naquib Azlan, Alex, is in 5th place.
Yeah, so it's getting a bit argy-bargy through Eau Rouge. You never want to have contact through Eau Rouge because that often means you're in the wall, and we've seen that happen. We saw that happen with Nabil in the silver class earlier on. So, but somehow all the cars make it through Eau Rouge. But around the outside, Miko Nasi takes the lead from Aleef Hamilton, but overcooks it, and Aleef takes the lead straight back.
What a sensational attempt there by Miko Nasi. Really does like this Spa-Francorchamps circuit. There on board, I think we are with Aleef Hamilton. That's his brother Mohamed Tasbi, the Silver Edition champion, just in the background. But Aleef, I know he knows he can be conservative, but it doesn't really seem to be on his radar being conservative.
Yeah, you see, look, here he is battling with Miko Nasi, the replay. And then now, though, comfortably in the lead. Still, 38 minutes to go, and DRS City will be there. But look, the top 4 have kind of broken away a bit. They're Melvin Moe in 5th position, holding up the rest of the pack.
Mohamed Naquib, though, is part of that little group of 4, the gang of 4, who have pulled away. The 2 men in pink are Miko Nasi from the Finn based in Singapore, and Josh Perwin, the Perth-based Aussie. So you've got a Singaporean, a Finn, an Aussie, and a Malaysian in 1, 2, 3, and 4. The bad news for Naquib in the blue at the back is A, that he's at the back of that group, but also Aleef Hamilton is at the front.
Yeah, championship defender and championship leader. Looks like he's going to put it 2 in a row. Defending now from Miko Nasi to the bus stop chicane. But, you know, if these 4 break away, Des, it'll be very interesting to watch because, you know, in all our finals this year, only Aleef Hamilton and Naquib have been able to win the final. Miko Nasi, who has won before in Season 1, has not won a final yet, and neither has Josh Perwin. Josh has never won a final. So, as being the neutral, I would love to see Nasi or Perwin pull it off today.
Now then, the 3 behind Aleef Hamilton will all be able to implement DRS because they're within a second of the man in front of them, and that means that we will see lead changes. You've got to be brave to implement your DRS going around Eau Rouge.
Yeah, Miko Nasi is pretty much the only one that implements DRS through Eau Rouge consistently. The others, I see him try it once in a while and they end up in the wall. But Miko Nasi, every lap, his DRS is open through to Eau Rouge. And 3x3 side they go into Le Combe. Perwin into second. Naquib follows him through. And Aleef back to 4th, although he's having a look. No, he decides to back out of it and stays in 4th position.
So Aleef Hamilton goes from 1st to 4th. You introduced DRS just for this season, and you were worried that it would mean that you'd have false results, but it also means, Alex, that you get situations like we've just had there. 3 overtaking manoeuvres on one straight.
Yeah, it's great. Look at that. You're watching the replay on the right. Aleef had thought about it, but then decided to back out of it. He knows there's still a long way to go.
Okay, it's not just about the leading 4. Let's go a little bit further down. And Andika Rama, who came into round 6 with a outside chance of taking the title, but he had a nightmare time on Friday in qualification, and here he's struggling down in P12, Alex.
Yeah, he's struggled for pace. He was a bit unlucky. Well, not unlucky. He did it by himself. Put it into the wall at El Rouge, or Radion, shall we say, all by himself. Yeah, he's been struggling for pace a bit. I think maybe the fact that he's out of the championship fight when he looked like when he was second in the championship 2 rounds ago, because he's out of it, maybe he didn't practice as hard for this round, and the pace just hasn't been there. But, we talk about with the DRS being so strong, it's like peloton racing in Tour de France, and you have to work together sometimes to share the air, share the DRS, and that's what the 4 drivers have done at front. They're sharing each other's air right now, and they're working together to try and distance it from this battle for 5th place that we're watching right now.
Another one to really look out for, young Kalen Chin in the grey just coming through. He's got Moreno from Philippines just ahead of him. But Kalen Chin, I think we might have an onboard camera with Kalen Chin. He's very, very capable of getting up into the top positions as he implements DRS coming down the hill.
Yeah, this is another driver that we've seen finish on pole position, have race wins in the group stages, but he still hasn't watched a final. He's really young. He's a Singaporean Australian, only 13 years old. Very, very good karter as well. But he'll be desperate for his first win in the final at some stage. Although today looks like it's not going to be the day, because the top 4 are really working well together to make a gap to the battle for 5th position.
Josh Berwin's got himself into the lead for the first time. Naquib has gone around the outside for P2. And Aleef Hamilton has got DRS. That's aggressive from Aleef. He pushes Miko out the way.
That he's pushed Miko into a spin. Miko's spun.
Miko Nasi has lost a good 2.5 seconds, and the gang of 4 became a threesome up at the front. Josh Perwin leads the way. Naquib and Hamilton. Now then, Hamilton might find himself in a bit of trouble later, Alex.
I think he will, mate. That was a bit too strong, I feel. I think Miko Nasi will be protesting that at the end of the race. Very unnecessary, though. Aleef didn't need to be that aggressive this stage of the race. I would have thought he would be biding his time. And Aleef's a very smart racer. He would know that as well. So I was very surprised to see him get super aggressive, Miko Nasi. And he may have problems with that later on.
But look at the train that's developed up at the front. Naquib thinks of going into the lead, but if you go into the lead, then the guys behind you have DRS. So I think he allows Perwin to hold on to the lead as they approach the chicane at the end of lap number 3. Perwin leads from Naquib, who leads from Aleef Hamilton. More contact from Aleef. He's not going to be pushed around today.
I tell you what, though, they're not working together. They're all not working together at the moment. DRS is not open. They're not working together at all. So these top 3, they're going to get caught by the group, the train of cars behind them, led by Luis Moreno and Miko Nasi.
Well, there is Moreno in the black, and Miko Nasi and Kalen Chins and Jason Tay, Ayman Hazik and Troy Ayman. There's 5 or 6 very, very quick guys there. Up at the front, though, Naquib tries to take the lead and does indeed take the lead. Coming into the corner at the end of the long straight, Lake Combe, the 7, 8, 9 corners, and then Hamilton. He pulls out, and Hamilton moves into P2 ahead of Josh Perwin.
Okay, so Josh has to be careful now, because the 2 cars have just overtaken him. They have DRS still for the rest of this lap, whereas Josh does not. And we saw in the group stages he was a bit too relaxed when he got in this position, and the cars in front just disappeared and broke the DRS range. So Josh, this is hammer time for him. He needs to be superb through Sector 2 and Sector 3 so that he doesn't lose touch with these first 2 drivers.
Talking about losing touch, Miko Nasi has regained P3. That's the gap, though, that he's got. It's nearly 3 seconds. Kalen Chin, Moreno, Tay, Ayman and Troy Ayman will all make, if they work together as a group of 4 or 5, Alex, they might be able just to whittle down that lead. Remember, there's, we're approaching the 8-minute mark. Around about the 20-minute mark, there is a compulsory pit stop.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if the others can help Miko to bridge a gap, but Kalen's quick enough. Oh, look at that, Josh is pushing. I just told you that he needs to be perfect, and he asked for too much from the rear tires, and he got a bit sideways. It's costing him a bit of time. Look at that, 7/10 now on the other guys. That could be crucial. But just going back to what I was talking about with Miko Nasi, he's got Kalen Chin with him. So if Kalen and Miko can work together, maybe they can bridge the gap to the top 3. But at the moment, it's becoming a top 2 because they're disappearing away from Josh Perwin right now. This is critical for Josh. He has to be super perfect through here to stay within DRS range.
Accelerates out. Is he? Oh, he's
Oh,
just outside.
Just in.
Oh, you think?
I don't know. We'll soon see. Let's watch him through La Source. If he can activate DRS out of La Source, he's just in. And he can't. He doesn't have DRS. This is a disaster for Josh Perwin. He was outside the second, and now the front two are going to go even further in front. They're going to disappear. The championship rivals fighting hard again at the front of the pack.
This will be the move from Hamilton. He has DRS, Naquib does not, so Hamilton glides past. Now then, Naquib has got to somehow avoid the catastrophe that happened to Josh Perwin. Naquib must hang on for grim death because Hamilton, once he gets into the lead, Alex, he flies away from you.
Yeah, very much so indeed. But now this has become peloton racing. Josh Perwin, he's there in third place. He's in no man's land. But if maybe he allows Miko Nassi and Kalen Chin to catch up to them, they can work together and use the DRS and bridge the gap to the front two.
Wow, there's the quality of Hamilton and Naquib. Hamilton, with that extra little bit of positivity, has just taken the lead. Perwin has lost 2 seconds, and Kalen Chin is the best of the rest. We're on board with the youngster Kalen Chin. He is in P4. He's got Miko Nassi for company. So they pulled away. Eamon Hazik Moreno and Jason Tay continue. But the pace being set by Aleef, Alex, a 2:10.1 last time out.
That is super fast, I have to say. But look at this now. Naquib, man, he's now the man under pressure. He's 4 tenths down. Aleef is going to try really hard to break the toe here, to break the DRS zone. And look at that. He's got the DRS and he's pulling away 7 tenths, 8 tenths. So now Naquib is in the same position Perwin was the lap before. Naquib now is under pressure. He's over a second. He's outside of DRS zone. So he has to pull it all back through these last 2 corners. He has to be perfect through the bus stop chicane. Is he? Oh, he has a moment. He's lost it on the exit. And now Aleef is outside of DRS zone.
Mohammed Aleef Hamilton has the lead and can accelerate away. It's early on in the race. There's barely 10 minutes gone, barely a quarter of the way through. But Naquib and Perwin are both missing DRS. That will allow Miko Nassi and Kalen Chin to try and get close onto the back of Josh Perwin. In fact, look at that. Kalen Chin up through the hill of Eau Rouge and Radion has got really close to Perwin, is chasing P3.
Okay, so these three have never won a final in ERGP. I really want to see them catch the top 2. Maybe if they work together, they can use the sharing of the toe, sharing of the slipstream and the DRS to catch the front 2.
So Perwin on the back of Nassi and Kalen Chin, this second group of 3, but it's 2 individual groups, and Hamilton has made the break and he's gone early again. He's not afraid to lead from the front, Aleef Hamilton.
No, he's not indeed. And 1.5 seconds now. Naquib's pushing so hard. Look, he's going off the track, trying to carry as much speed as possible. He has closed the gap down. It's 1.3, 1.4 now. Wow, this is a crucial time. Even though there's 27 minutes to go, Naquib Azlan has to try and close that gap, and the back 3, because the back 3 will also close up to him if he's not careful.
We're getting comments on our Twitch feed here from OB101. Let's go Kalen, Josh and Miko. I think they're like you, Alex. They want to see a different race winner. But I tell you what, Aleef Hamilton shows no mercy. He wants to show why he's Season 1 champion and almost virtually Season 2 champion.
Yeah, and that's why he is the champion. That's why he's going to win Season 2 if all things stay the same. But Naquib, man, Naquib's only been doing this. He's a very inexperienced still, and he's showing the master how to do it as well, because he's closed the gap. He's a second. Somehow, Naquib, the Malaysian, has found some time, and he's back within DRS zone. Let's see if he can get out a good exit. It's a better exit, but no, he's still a little bit out of DRS zone as they cross the finish line.
Oh, it is so near yet so far. You can almost feel Aleef Hamilton teasing, saying, come on, young fella, what have you got? Oh, poor fella, you're just not good enough. It's cruel.
Josh, though. Josh now losing. Oh, he's outside DRS zone. What's happened to Josh? Josh caught sleeping, maybe. He's lost the distance to Chin and Nassi, and doesn't have DRS zone. He's going to look like he's going to drop back from the battle for third position.
the meantime, Kalen Chin, he's a youngster who we've followed and are following right now. He can't get on the tail of Miko Nassi. They have got closer, as you said they would, Alex, to Mohammed Naquib. And Naquib isn't being utterly dropped by Aleef Hamilton. So maybe there's still plenty to go in this race.
And I tell you what, Nassi has done an amazing job. He's done an amazing job. I'm just looking at this. He's managed to get past Chin and Perwin and keep DRS. So he was gone from 3 seconds behind Aleef after that contact, and he's now made up almost all that time. He has Naquib now. He can use Naquib to have DRS zone in the next lap, and I think that will be enough to then get Miko Nassi back up to Aleef, who's leading the pack.
I'm focusing here on Josh Perwin, who's gone down to P6. Luis Moreno, the finalist from the Philippines, is ahead of him. Moreno, the Filipino regional champion, feeling the pressure from Josh Perwin, the Aussie. Well, just temporarily avoiding P1, 2, 3, 4, because this is a fascinating battle in its own right. And Jason Tay's also in that little group in the shell red. And Ayman Haziq from Malaysia has made it a four-way scrap for P4, 5.
Wow, so this is a scrap for P4, P5, like you said, P5. But Josh has got to be disappointed. He's, again, was not quick enough at the right time. And that means he's lost he's out of the battle for the lead, I feel. It's really going to be down to this. Miko Nassi there in P3. He's in the perfect position now to bridge the gap to Aleef Hamilton. He's not focused on Naquib at all. He's going to just take Naquib, who's still out of DRS zone of Aleef. So watch this. I want to follow Miko Nassi right now. Miko Nassi, he's got the DRS open. He's the only driver that carries the DRS open through Eau Rouge every lap. He's going to try and do it now. Look, he's going to go through. Oh, he's held the DRS open somehow. Has a wiggle, but he's kept the DRS, so he's got 2 more DRSs on this lap. That's going to bring him up to Aleef Hamilton easily. So the question is, can Naquib go with him? That is the big question.
Hamilton is there. The gap is 0.6 of a second between Hamilton and Nassi. Naquib is just holding on, but you're quite rightly saying Nassi has the DRS and Naquib doesn't. Poor old Naquib. Everything he tries, he's just being beaten back on this weekend. Either Aleef's too good or Nassi's too clever.
Yeah, well, too, Miko Nassi's driving like a man possessed. He won, let's not forget, in our first Global Edition. He won the very first race. He has not won a final since there, and he wants this final. I know he likes to be very casual. He's a super casual guy and says, yeah, I'm not too bothered. But I'm telling you right now, his blood's up, his back is up, and he wants this win.
Cold ice in the veins of Miko Nassi, the Finn, based in Singapore. Can he get within 1 second of Aleef Hamilton? If he can, the whole complexion of the race changes. Naquib, we need to remind you, Alex, he's got to hold on as well. He's got to be within a second of Nassi. If that can be the scenario, then this becomes fascinating.
Wow, look at that. Miko Nassi's definitely closed the gap. He's going to get fastest lap of the race, I think, and he's going to go past Aleef Hamilton. Aleef actually lets him through right now. Miko's like, yeah, that's no problem. We've still got a long way to go. He's going to try and get fastest lap here. No, he goes in the pit lane. What a strategy. Miko Nassi does all the hard work, and now Aleef Hamilton doesn't have DRS.
Wow, how tasty was that? Naquib, right, now then he's a second down, doesn't have DRS. We keep mentioning it, you're allowed it 3 times per lap. It's a 1 second differential, but an early pit stop from Miko Nassi. Now, he utilised that tactic superbly in Season 1 and picked up a couple of fine results. He's done it again here.
Yeah, this is him, Miko Nassi, coming out the pit lane. He's P11 at the moment, but the yellows will have to pit. More importantly, he's got some clean air as he goes through Eau Rouge.
Fabulous. Brody Steen is the man ahead of him. Aleef Hamilton and Naquib, and I think Aleef may well have been utterly taken by surprise by that move there from Nassi.
Yeah, no, it definitely would have caught him out of surprise. Aleef and Naquib have had their own way this year so far. Miko Nassi's like, nah, okay, I may not be in the championship hunt anymore, but I'm going to show you I can still win races in the RGP.
Just while there's a train there, we've got to go back down to Josh Purwin. Something horrible has happened to poor old Josh. Down in P15 at the moment.
Well, he's also had a pit stop. That's why he's down there as well. So he and Miko Nassi pitted early.
What about Andika Rama, though? Andika came into this weekend hoping that he'd be able to have an opportunity. Right, forget him for now. We are coming towards the tail end of this lap. We'll follow Naquib, we'll follow Hamilton. Again, Naquib is 1.4 seconds down at this stage, but is this when they pit?
You see, so Aleef has been driving without DRS, so's Naquib, but now Nassi has got out of the pit lane. He's got DRS because he's just overtaken Steen. He's not close enough to the car in front. If he's just been lucky enough to get DRS when he came out of the pit lane, that might have been enough for him to get a big lead over these two drivers when they finally pit.
Right, Hamilton, whoa, slingshots in, so does Naquib. Jason Tay stays out, so Jason Tay will become the temporary race leader. You must pit as we follow Hamilton and we follow Naquib. As they went in, it was over a second the lead. Naquib, what kind of a pit stop is it? We'll stick with this. It's quick for Aleef. It really is quick.
Oh, everyone else putting in as well. Let's see, Naquib follows him out as well. Oh, even Steven between the two drivers at the moment as they make their pit stops. And they come out behind Miko Nassi. Miko Nassi goes back into the lead.
Wow, how good is that from Nassi? How sensationally, awesomely magnificent is that from the Finnish-born Singaporean. Sensational, but how close behind him is Aleef Hamilton? The answer is nearly a second, Alex Young.
Yeah, they're all within DRS range. I tell you what, it's all going to come together again. I got a feeling because Hamilton, he's on the fresh tyres now. They'll be warm by the time they go through these complex of corners, and he'll be able to, I think, keep it within a second.
Meantime, Kalen Chin has pitted. Everyone's pitted apart from Luis Moreno, who is the race leader at the moment alongside Jason Tay. So let's give Moreno and Jason Tay the little bit of respect they deserve, even though this will disappear as soon as they go in. Jason Tay might fancy going into the lead, going into the pits.
I think Moreno just overtook Jason Tay because he has DRS on this lap. So Jason won't have DRS on this lap, but for sure, 100% Moreno's going to get on the pit lane this lap, and I think Jason will follow him through.
Well, they've got to make that assumption. These are 1 and 2 at the moment, but behind them, Miko Nassi is the real race leader.
And Miko's doing a good job as well. Miko's extending his gap over Aleef Hamilton. He's outside of DRS range at the moment. Wow, the man driving like a man possesses Miko Nassi. He's outside of DRS range. But can Aleef pull it back? There's still a couple more corners to go. And Aleef, even though he's a second off, he will be getting a little bit of a slipstream from the pink car.
Graphic at the bottom of your screen, the battle for P3. That's the difference between the man in pink, Miko Nassi, and Aleef Hamilton in yellow. It needs to be inside a second as they go over the start-finish line. Is it inside a second? It is at the moment. Wow. And Hamilton, you ask him a question, he answers.
Wow, Aleef was magnificent through the bus stop chicane. He carried so much speed across the first apex. I worried whether he could still get a good exit out of the second apex, but he did. Got the car rotated perfectly, and they're gone. Both of these drivers are gone. Naquib can do nothing about it, and they're just falling behind now.
So these two, maybe it'll be a 17-minute race for the line. Poor old Naquib needs something to go his way. P3 at the moment, but nearly 2 seconds down. Aleef makes the move. Has DRS. Aleef takes P1.
Yeah, it takes P1, and now this is Aleef's turn to push. But look at that, Miko Nassi's not letting him get away. He's giving him some more knocks, letting him know, listen, mate, you barged me out of the way just now. I remember that. And he's doing the same thing. He's having a look. He's doing the same move. that Aleef Hamilton did it. Miko Nasi, let's not forget, is a real life driver, and these are the sort of things we do. If we get it done to us by someone, we will do it straight back because we're letting him know, listen mate, I will put you in the wall if you touch me. So Miko Nasi repaying Aleef Hamilton for that knock he did earlier on in the race.
Now then, incident points may well still happen. If Aleef decides to go toe for toe and say, you smack me, I'll smack you, incident points may happen and he could be eliminated in the remaining 16 minutes.
That's a very fair point. So now the question mark is, what does Aleef do? If Aleef overtakes Miko now at this point, and he has got DRS, so it's very easy for him to do that, he will not have DRS the next lap, and then Miko would have a go. So look at this, this big game of chess. Look, Aleef is just weaving there. He's not going to overtake. He's like, nah, I'm not going to overtake. And this battling is going to allow Naquib to come back into it. So Aleef, I'm not sure if this is the right decision. Maybe you should work together to make sure you have the gap.
Or maybe they both break at the end of this lap, Alex.
Oh,
we saw that yesterday.
Oh, it's too early for that, though. It's still too early for that. But, yeah, Miko, scrappy exit out of the bus stop chicane. He would have wanted a better bus stop chicane. He didn't get it, and instead, Aleef's going to get him now. Wow, so Miko Nasi is a sitting duck right now as they come down to Eau Rouge. He's going to hold the lead through Eau Rouge and Radion, but Aleef's going to breeze by on the way up to Le Combe.
Eau Rouge at the bottom of the hill, they sweep through, and then Aleef, now he puts the DRS into play, and Miko will defend once, but then knows that the inevitable is happening. Aleef retakes the lead for the third time. Nasi now in P2. Further back, Alex, I can tell you, Naquib Azlan has dropped down a position because Ayman Haziq and Kalen Chin have worked really well together to claw in the Malaysian.
Yeah, well, Naquib, like his brother Nabil, been practicing for the Le Mans 24-hour race, another Le Mans 24-hour race this weekend. And Naquib's not looking as sharp as he usually does, so maybe he doesn't have the pace to stay with the front two, but maybe he can work now with Haziq and Kalen Chin to try and bridge the gap to the front two.
Aleef, in the meantime, is trying to speed away from Nasi once again. He did this in the first part of the race to get away from Naquib. He did it successfully. Is he going to be able to see off Miko Nasi? Nasi, experience, needs to stay within a second. Certainly in this stage, Hamilton, 0.6, 0.7 ahead at the moment, 0.8 ahead. He's really gunning it, Aleef Hamilton, Alex Young.
Yes, and Aleef has got the DRS. He's going to finish this lap outside of DRS zone. So that means if Miko Nasi wants to win this race, he's just going to have to do it through sheer pace. He's outside of DRS zone for sure now. So Miko, he's got to just knuckle down. Don't give up, mate. If you can just reel on some nice, quick, consistent laps. I know you're up against the championship leader and defending champion, but you can do it. It is possible to close that gap.
Aleef Hamilton is the man who crosses the start-finish line going into lap number 13. And the lead is 1.5 seconds for Aleef Hamilton. That is a gargantuan lead.
Yeah, really good lead. 1.6 seconds now. Yeah, wow, he might have done it. 13 minutes to go. Aleef has driven this to perfection. He had a really good challenge by Miko Nasi. But now it's really down to Miko. Can Miko find a bit of extra pace to close that gap?
Coming through Eau Rouge, this is the battle for P3. Kalen, Ayman and Naquib working together. Maybe just to try to claw in first Nasi and then possibly Aleef Hamilton. There's still time. Naquib up into P4. Even if he doesn't get the victory, what a season for Naquib Azlan, Alex Young.
Yeah, like I said, he's been very impressed. A lot of very experienced sim drivers. A lot of very good real-life drivers here in this competition as well. But Naquib's future looks very bright. He's only 19 years old. He's only been doing this a couple of years, and he's just going to get better and better.
I do need to go down the geography. Luis Moreno from the Philippines, he and Jason Tay are battling for P6. Eamon Tadashi is in P7 on his own. Perwin has improved up to P8. Tadashi's in his sights. Philippines, Inigo Anton, and Australia's Brody Steen are also in there. And Yevon David, the birthday boy, who was racing in the silver class just a few minutes ago, he is down in P13. Got to ask you about Andika Rama. What a disappointing end to an otherwise fantastic campaign for Andika.
Yeah, so he's just been off the pace, but you know, I do feel for him. Not really much about today, but he did have those couple of races we got disconnected and had issues with the sim pedals and stuff, which put him out of winning positions. So, but you know, he's not the only Indonesian. We've seen Arwin Taruna and Jaka Susoyo also have some pretty bad luck this year.
Indeed we have. So let's get back up to the guys who are going to be hunting the glory. Aleef Hamilton is 11 minutes away, a little squiggle, and then will cross the start-finish line. He's increased that lead over Miko Nasi. It's 1.7 seconds now, and Nasi is under pressure, Alex, from Kalen and Naquib. So a three-way train may well be able to work themselves closer to Aleef.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if it's Miko slowing down, waiting for these guys to try and work together, or just the other two guys have been doing a really good job with DRS, because these two cars, the blue car of Naquib and Kalen Chin, both have DRS. See, they're both not brave enough to take DRS through Rouge like Miko Nasi, but now they have DRS and they're going to just breeze by, but that's okay. Miko Nasi will tag onto the back of them, and together they will close down that gap to the race leader.
Justin Hung is the pink car obscuring Aleef Hamilton. I'm sure he'll just get out the way, but this becomes fascinating now because there's a high-speed train chasing Aleef Hamilton. Can they claw it back to make it a four-man train at the front? Miko Nasi somehow needs to hold on. Well done, Justin Hung. Just gets out of the way as Kalen, Naquib and Nasi all just breeze by. Hamilton is now within their sights, Alex.
Yeah, so and they're doing a good job. They're driving fantastically. They have DRS. Well, look how hard Miko Nasi is pushing. He's pushing really hard to try and stay with these two. The Kalen Chin in second place in the grey Mercedes and Naquib in the blue Mercedes in third position. They have DRS for the back straight, and they will breeze along and they will bring Miko Nasi with them, and all three of them are going to close up now on Aleef Hamilton. Look, good exits out of the last corner. DRS fully open. Miko Nasi, he doesn't have DRS, but he has a bit of a slipstream, and he will get dragged along a bit as they close the gap to the race leader in the yellow car, Aleef Hamilton.
But not close enough yet for DRS. 1.2 seconds.
Oh,
1.
just wait.
1.
Just wait. By the end of this lap, they'll be within DRS.
Well, are they going to get there? Because they come round the chicane. And let's see. Kalen Chin. Yeah, okay. That's why you drove Formula 1, Alex, yeah?
I've been watching a lot of motor racing. I've been watching a lot of motor racing over the years. This isn't done. Aleef is the quickest driver out there at the moment. Today he looks like the quickest driver. But we have the DRS, and now all of them are within the DRS zone, and they all capable of closing that gap. Although Miko Nasi, whoa, I think he's had a bad bus-stop chicane. He was. Whew. He's just within DRS zone, so he has got DRS, so he will be able to close the gap to the top three.
So Naquib is in P3, and they breeze past Aleef Hamilton. I tell you what, the DRS, I know you were concerned about it, but from a neutral's perspective, Alex, it reinvigorates a race within the race.
Yes, it is. I do like, I love watching cycling, peloton racing, where you're all sharing the air, and that's really, for me, one of the best racing you can have. And with the DRS, that's what we're getting here as well. It's another thing that we used to have 20, 30 years ago in motorsport. We don't have it anymore, and I love that we have it here in this racing.
More contact for Aleef Hamilton. I'd love to know his incident points, because if he gets disqualified, he could still lose the championship.
Whoa, getting very touchy-feely there. Miko Nasi, I think, still not happy with Hamilton for that contact earlier on, and he's just letting him know about it.
Miko and Naquib aren't teammates, are they? There wouldn't be some skullduggery going on.
Oh, and you can see Hamilton's incident points is 22 out of 40. He still has enough of a buffer at the moment, but still 7 minutes to go. Still a lot can happen.
Where's Dylan Tam when you need him?
Yeah, Dylan would definitely add to this for sure. Okay, so now we're at the front. Aleef is the only one without DRS right now. Who's going to lead across the line? Does Naquib want to lead across the line? I don't think he wants to at this point. See, Kaelin's moving across that line. No one wants to lead at the moment. Wow, this is going to be interesting.
It's going to be fabulous. Aleef is at the back of the train. He's happy. Caelan Chin, let's not forget, Caelan Chin's leading. Well done, young fella. 6:44 left. What have we got? 1, 2, 3. Is it 4 laps left?
Four laps left.
Yeah, it's going to be close. It might only be 3, Alex.
Oh, Naquib defending into Lecom, or just covering the inside a little bit. Maybe not quite proper defense, but I'm a bit surprised he was doing that. He didn't need to do that. I can't say what's going to happen at this point. But look, Miko Nasi, full DRS through a Rouge, and he's had a moment. He's had a wiggle, and that's it. He's lost some time, and Aleef Hamilton goes through. Finally, holding DRS through a Rouge, his cat caught him out a bit.
Had a moment. Oh, Hamilton. Yep, Hamilton really wants to make a mark. Caelan Chin goes from P1 to P2, maybe to P3. Aleef Hamilton is back in the front. Let's not forget, Aleef needs to not finish this race for Naquib Azlan to have a hope of winning the title. That's the mathematics. So, Aleef, there was more contact there. I bet he's up to 30 points at the moment, incident points.
Yeah, that is true. Caelan, though, he's doesn't have DRS, and Naquib's just following him. And Aleef is just going. He's like, all right, you guys want to hang around? I'm going. So Naquib now is in trouble here, because if Caelan's not quick enough through these next few corners, even though Naquib will have DRS on the next straight, Hamilton will be gone.
So then, let's get on the back of Mohammed Naquib. Caelan Chin is the young fella in the way, driving really well, driving superbly, but blocking off Naquib. And Aleef Hamilton will be saying, you stay in there, young fella. You be my ally. Singaporeans sticking together. The election results were close, and this is close as well. Now Naquib goes around the outside, but the difference between Aleef and Naquib, Alex, is nearly a second. This is crucial. This is huge.
Yeah, if Naquib wants to win this race, he's got to be good through the bus stop. He can't allow it to go outside a second, because if he does, then he's in trouble. He's got a good exit. Oh, 7 tenths, 8 tenths. Okay, he's within DRS. This is Naquib's chance now. I think he's going to try and see if he can follow Aleef for one more lap, and then he's going to have to sprint.
4:25 on the clock. They're lapping around about 2:11, 2:12. So, I tell you, as they come over the start-finish line in 2 laps' time, there may well be as few as 1, maybe 2 seconds left. So, there might be a gamble to slow down from the race leaders, Alex, or not.
I think it will. Okay, I think Naquib's going to try. He's going to try and break the DRS. He's going to give it a go. He's going to say, right, I'm going to go. I'm going to hope that Caelan Chin and Miko Nasi fight with Aleef, and it causes him to lose time when they fight, and hopefully that will give him enough of a gap over these last 2 laps.
Come round the right-hand corner, slows down to 100 kilometers per hour, then tries to accelerate away, gets up to 160, 170. Not being able to really pull much of a lead over Aleef Hamilton. Not many can. To be fair, if you go toe for toe with Aleef Hamilton, you're not likely to win, are you?
Well, that's why he's the defending champion and current championship leader. He's very much a complete sim racer in many ways. A sim racer, let's just say. Let's not try and differentiate the two. I know if Aleef got an opportunity to drive in a proper race car, he would do very well.
Caelan Chin is desperately trying to stay on. The train of 4 is there. The timing becomes huge. At the top of your screen, on the race time, there's 2:52 left. So they will finish this lap. Definitely one more lap. But the big question for me, Alex, is I think there's another lap after that.
Yeah, I think you're right. The trick is, okay, so I think Hamilton is the quickest guy on paper at the moment. He's just driving this track really well. However,
look at that, Nasi back into P2. What's going on there?
Yeah, that's a strategic move by Hamilton. However, when it comes to being clever or a little bit conniving, I think Miko Nasi is probably the best out of this 4. So even though Aleef, I think, is perhaps the quickest out of them. It's going to come down to who chooses the best strategy on the last lap.
I think we've got 2 more laps to go. There was a 2:19 left as they went over the start-finish line, so they will finish this lap. Aleef has a DRS over Nassi. Nassi wasn't close enough to Naquib, so Aleef needs to get past Miko Nassi, which he does, and then focus on Naquib Azlan.
So
which he does.
Peculiar decision by Aleef, but it's really paid off for him because the important thing is he's second. He's second at this point. There are 2 more laps to go, though. I mean, this would be the perfect position to be in with a lap to go. But with 2 more laps to go, it's still not sure. Miko needs to be very careful now. He doesn't have DRS out of any of these cars. And if he's not careful, he'll get out of DRS zone at the end of this lap, and it's very important he stay within DRS zone.
So in the qualification on Friday, coming into the final lap, nobody wanted to lead, so everybody braked, apart from Miko Nassi, who was in 6th place at that time, powered through from 6th to 1st to take the win. That was yesterday. Today looks like it might be similar.
Yeah, so look, we're riding with Kalen Chin now. It's like a 5-second delay on the right compared to on the left. And you can see he's just following these cars. You can see Miko Nassi's in his mirror. So he's in a good position right now. He has got DRS, which he has to use. And now, like you say, after this lap, there's going to be 1 more lap after this to go. Or is it 2 more laps after this to go?
No, 1 more. Oh, is it? 1 more.
See, they're all going to be asking this themselves. They'll be looking at the time to go, and they'll be going, what have we got? What have we got? So who's going to go? Oh, no.
Top of your screen, everyone slows down. Naquib slams on the brakes.
Whoa.
He did that yesterday. 4 abreast. Nassi will lead going into the final lap. They'll try and slow down. 5, 7, 6,
2 more
5,
laps.
4. 1 more lap to go.
2 more laps. They crossed the line with a few seconds to go.
This is the last lap, Alex. Last lap.
Are you sure? I think
last
it's
lap.
2 more laps, mate.
Oh! Nassi spins. Kalen Chin leads. Nassi spins. Hamilton second. Naquib third. Nassi does not have DRS. Everybody else does. Last lap, Alex. Last lap.
I'm not sure, mate. Okay, it's the last lap.
Got to be.
We will see.
Time is up. Oh, and they're asking the same questions. Poor old Miko Nassi. Poor old Miko Nassi. For the second time, he's spun. Maybe too clever for his own good. Kalen Chin has the lead. Aleef Hamilton in second. Naquib Azlan in 3rd place. It's a sprint for the line. Aleef will win the title. Unless he gets into a big fight and gets too many incident points. Yeah, Kalen Chin wants the victory.
No, Aleef has definitely won the title. He's got fastest lap as well. And that's going to be too much for Naquib. But if this is the last lap, we'll treat it as a last lap as we go around. I suspect there might actually be another lap after this, but we shall soon see.
It's great when we don't know what's going on because the drivers will have those same questions. Aleef Hamilton, currently in P2, will want to have a perfect weekend to finish the season. To do that, he's got to get by Kalen Chin and make sure that Naquib Azlan doesn't do anything to scupper his dream. Naquib in P3, Alex.
Well, they're all going to come together. They all have DRS, but it's going to come together at the very end. Well, we'll go back on board in a little while to Aleef Hamilton. But look, they're going to come down the last corner. They're all covering down the inside.
It's the final lap. Kalen Chin leads. Naquib ducks through on the inside. Kalen Chin is going to take this victory. Kalen Chin for Australia. Kalen Chin as the race goes through. Let's wait. Kalen Chin takes it. And look at that. Hamilton is out. Hamilton is out. Hamilton has been disqualified, Alex Young. But he had the fastest lap. So he's done it. Kalen Chin, you've won. Naquib Azlan, you've done everything you possibly can. Aleef Hamilton has put palpitations into his own little heart. Kalen Chin is there. Yeah, the race is up. The flag is gone. Miko Nassi is still going hell for leather. Miko Nassi is giving it all he can. 200 kilometers an hour on the slow down lap. So Chin, from Naquib, from Nasi, from Moreno, from Haziq, from Jason Tay, from Tadashi, Aleef Hamilton. Wow, in the end, he was a bad boy, Alex.
Yeah, so too much contact. You were worried about the incident points. There was a lot of contact in the end. Whew, what a race for that. But look at Kalen. Look, he's celebrating there.
Aleef Hamilton, firstly, congratulations. You are back-to-back champion. That must feel wonderful.
Yeah, it feels good. It's just a lot of aji-baji there. And fortunately, the points just went over the top. But yeah, champion. So that feels good.
Are you cynical enough to know that you had the fastest lap and so you were already champion, even if your incident points got you disqualified on the last corner?
I knew I had the fastest lap, so man, there was just a lot of brake check, especially from Naquib in front of me before the last lap. So I mean, that has to be looked at. But yeah.
So Aleef Hamilton, very relaxed in that interview, thinks he's done enough. However, there was a protest at the end. Kalen Chin was penalised 5 seconds. Naquib Azlan gets the win, the 25 points. Aleef is relegated down to 15th because he disappeared from the screen, but picks up 1 point for 15th. Those changes make an absolute huge difference. 289 points each.
Wow.
On countback, Alex. 7 wins for Naquib Azlan, including this latest race. 9 wins for Aleef Hamilton. By the skin of his teeth, Singapore's Aleef Hamilton retains his title.
Wow, I was just like, I can't believe that. We were looking at the points, we were looking at the count back, there's the drop scores considered, and it was like, whoa, that's so close. And Aleef also had a protest against Naquib for brake checking him, but we felt he'd pulled off the racing line. This is what Spa throws up with DRS. All in all, though, tied on points after 6 rounds, 18 races? It's incredible.
Absolutely remarkable. This series, Alex, and big credit to you, went down to the final corner of the final race of the final round of an 18-race season.
Wow.
And even then, it took us an awful long time to separate the wheat from the chaff. But Aleef Hamilton, in the end, will go down in your record books as back-to-back winner of the eRacing Global Edition Gold Class. Sensational finale. If you love your sport, what's not to love about this?